Okay, here we go. So, welcome to Funnel School. This is for online coaches, consultants, and mentors who are looking to learning the basics to building their first funnel. I'm Melissa Farr. I'm your host. I love talking about this stuff, and I'm really excited that you're here today. And I do have to say, if you're also an online entrepreneur looking of any kind, I'm glad you're here. You don't just have to be an online coach, consultant, or mentor to hang with me. Yo, cool? So you probably know this is week one, talking about your funnel vision. That wasn't meant to be a play on words. I wasn't like, ooh, tunnel vision, funnel vision. It's just really about what's your vision for your funnel. I'm not that smart. But what I want to let you know right away, and you're going to see this is how you get the most out of your time. I am huge about being smart when it comes to how you spend your resources. And I'm not just talking about money, honey. I'm talking about your time and your energy. If you're going to be here with me, trust me, I give this my all. I love being live, as Gail said. But really be here, because I'm not holding back. I'm giving you some really fantastic stuff about building your first funnel. So find a quiet space. Like, seriously, turn off the phone, close up the computer, except for this screen, and let's do this thing, shall we? Here's my commitment to you. I surveyed a lot of my audience to ask what you wanted to learn about funnels. If you're just joining me for the first time, maybe you didn't get to answer this specifically, but I talked to a lot of my following saying, do you want to learn, this and that about funnels? Do you want it to be more complex, more simple? And hands down, what I heard, and what I'm so glad I heard, is keep it simple. And I'm going to do just that. I want to teach you something that you can actually walk away and implement, not something that makes you want to give up. So my commitment to you is to make this simple and effective and give you really some of my very best stuff. My other commitment to you, knowing that you're probably going to have more questions, is to tell you about my group program, Under Earner to Unforgettable. A lot of you following me already know that it's open right now. It just opened for enrollment. So I'll let you know if you want to go deeper. If you don't, hang out and learn about funnels and call it a day. But those are my commitments to you, so you know. All right? I got to tell you about this. This is a training of mine that's all about, obviously, mapping out must-have content. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a lead magnet. I also use the process in this training to help my clients map out modules and all kinds of content that's absolutely must-have. And it's a very, very cool step-by-step process that's simple. And especially because we're talking about funnels, some of you may know, you've got to have a good entry point for your funnel where people are like, I must have that content. I'm going to put my name and email in, and then they hop into the funnel. This is to die for. If you hang around till the end, I'm going to let you know how to get your paws on that, all right? So let me know. I want to hear from all of you in here, if you can be generous and tell me who here has been wondering, okay, what kind of offer should I put in my funnel that will actually convert? Anyone in here? I'd love to know. You've been wondering? Yes? Okay, ooh, yeah. I've been curious about email courses, challenges. Hey, okay, yes. So that's something. All right. So we'll definitely get to that. I wanted to kind of check in with you. Have you created an offer and tried to make it a part of your funnel yet if you have one? That's something else I want to know from you. So if you have a funnel, and if you don't worry. No stress. But if you have a funnel, have you created an offer that's within that funnel right now? And then what kind of offer is it if you have one, and is it selling? So give me a little update here. Like, do you have something you're using? Yes, I have an offer and it sometimes converts. Okay. Yes, just started with coaching, just getting started with coaching. Okay. I kept getting told do a PDF, but that doesn't answer what to put in it. Okay, Faith. Yes, because I've tried things that haven't worked. Okay, you're curious what to give away as freebies, but still not give away too much. Interesting. No funnel, says Mary. Created the offer, says Bo. Awesome. Yep, I've been creating toolkits and checklists. Cool. I have an offer, just starting to investigate the funnel process. Offered a free 12-week creative writing course. Literally, nobody wanted it. Audrey, it's okay. It happens to all of us. Don't have a funnel, don't know how, said Sarah. Free webinar, not converting. Yes, and sort of, Chelsea says. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Whoa, there's so many things here. So many answers here. Okay, cool. No funnel yet. I sort of have a funnel that is prompted in one place, but not Facebook. Opt-in reward tips. Okay, cool, cool. Awesome. I can't get to all of them, but I want to go through and kind of see what's going on with all of you. So this is good to know. So if you don't yet have a funnel, or if you have an offer but it's not converting, I would love to know from you, why do you think that is so far? Okay, so if you don't have a funnel, why do you not have a funnel yet? I know I've already seen a couple of you say, I don't know where to start, I don't know how to build one. But for those of you who do have it and you have your offer out there, if it's not converting, do you have any ideas why that might be? Like, have you really looked in and done any research? Do you know how to do that? That kind of thing. Okay, I have a funnel but can't get anyone to buy from my list. Don't know where to start. Don't know who to do it because I don't have a huge following. So, okay, so Grace, you're kind of wondering, is this going to work? I have a fear of starting, said Sonia. Okay, not sure. Facebook, ad, wrong copy, wrong target audience. I have no idea why it's not converting. I'm not sure. I'm just getting started and not sure how to build one, hence being here. Awesome. Just launched, but I only have it in my former webpage and no landing page yet. Where do I type my comments? Anna, right here. Cool. Having trouble getting enough people into the funnel. I think people don't understand who I am and what my end result is. No funnel yet. No funnel. Okay. Cool. I mean, good to know where everybody is on this. Thank you so much for sharing generously. Well, here's the good news. This is the perfect place to be if, again, you're an online entrepreneur, really of any kind, selling products or services, or you're an online coach, mentor, any of those things, consultant, and you're really ready to put together a simple funnel to turn more of your leads into paying clients, but you want to automate a little bit more of like the nurturing and selling part, right? If you also have a goal of any of these things, you know, generating passive income, booking high-level one-on-one clients, setting yourself up for a successful group program launch, I'm glad you're here. And if you've wondered what offers you want to put into your funnel that are going to make it more likely that you're going to create the number of clients and the amount of money that you want, then good thing you're here. But perhaps you have the funnel frets. Does anybody know what the funnel frets are? I'm just guessing. Here's some of the funnel frets. Perhaps it seems really complicated and overwhelming to build a funnel that actually works. Plus, you just don't really know where to start. And again, the only reason I'm reading the funnel frets is because I had the funnel frets. Maybe not only do you have no idea where to start, but you don't know how to tell if it's working. Anybody been there? Anyone? Anyone? Right? Or perhaps you feel unsure of the details and the nuances that you imagine are probably pretty important to the funnel process, right? Like what needs to be kind of clicked here and there to make sure this thing works, huh? Well, here is the really good news, right? We're getting a lot of yes. Okay, so I'm not the only one who went through the funnel frets. Here's the good news. For the last 2.5 years, I have been playing around, studying, working with different mentors, and I've crafted some pretty cool email sequences that I have then inserted into funnels. And it's been working. But I have to tell you, obviously it didn't start out that way. So I want to let you know that if you're having the funnel frets right now, it's okay. My very first funnel was an offer for a discovery call, which in this industry, you might call it a sales call, a clarity call, a strategy call, whatever you call it. But I was really offering people to get on the phone and talk about my private one-on-one coaching program, which was a pretty high price. And I have to tell you, there are a lot of people who went through that funnel. Anyone want to guess how many people actually decided to take me up on my offer? Anyone want to put in a number and see? That's right, Anna. 0. I had no one sign up for it. It ran for months. And the thing is, I learned a few things about what to do differently, and I'm really, really glad because that's what I'm going to be bringing to you. It wasn't really until, if you've been following me, you might know that I have a course called Master Your Money Conversations. I love the sales process. I love helping other women master the sales process. And I had a launch for this program that was live. And I ended up getting, you know, a good handful of people into the program. And so I was like, gosh, you know, the emails that I put into this sequence were really pretty darn effective. So I'm going to see if I can take the top performing emails from this live launch that I did, I'm going to put them together and make a funnel. I'm going to test it out to my list. And as you can see here, in 10 days, it did $6,776. And I was psyched. This was like the first time that I actually did something and it worked. And then this is a really cool picture of Belize. This was February 2016. I actually was on my honeymoon. So picture this. I had launched Under Earner to Unforgettable, the coaching program I have going on right now. I launched it for the second time in January 2016. And our team's pretty organized. We've really studied and become experts at the launch process for launching group programs. And in the background of that launch, I had extra time. So I designed 6 different funnels for like passive income products that I had created. And then I kind of just forgot about them. I said to my team, push start on these when, you know, my husband, Rob, and I go on our honeymoon and we'll just see what happens. Well, 5 out of the 6 funnels did okay, but not great. You know, there weren't a lot of conversions, and even the cost to get people into the funnel was a little too high. And so one of them, though, did well. And I was sitting there with Rob and I said, oh, honey, I think I brought in about $800 during our honeymoon, which was cool because we weren't spending that much money to get people into the funnels. And so I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. And then we started realizing that this ad was actually doing well. So we turned up the heat a little bit and it started generating $10K a month in revenue, which was very exciting. So another win. So I got crazy obsessed with funnels and starting you know, different processes for figuring out how they were working and how to use really simple sequences. I didn't want to get too complicated about it. And in all reality, the funnels that I'm sharing with you, like they were literally email sequences tacked onto the back of stuff. They were really pretty simple. And this is what's crazy. So I told you about my honeymoon. We ended up generating $245,002.95 in revenue from that funnel over the course of like 10 months. And I was thinking to myself, well, how is that happening? Because I'm selling like a lot of $49 and $297 and sometimes $497 products, but I know I haven't sold that many of them. Well, here's the thing. Not only did the leads who were coming into this funnel that I built, not only were they investing in my products, a good percentage of them were going on to really enjoy my product, get great results from it, you know, realize that I'm a real person who loves people and loves what I do. And then they were like, oh, well, I'll do her program, Under Earner to Unforgettable, her 6-month program to help me create 5-figure months in my online business. And then even some of those went on to invest in high-level coaching with me or my mastermind program. And so it was an accident. I've got to be real about it, but they were coming in and then moving on to the next place, to the next offer. It was really cool. So what I want to show you, this is exciting. You might have seen this. I shared this last week in a webinar that I did. This is not just every dot representing how many people, it's actually just representing different locations we've had in the past 2 years, right? So in the past 2 years, we've really gone pretty global, and there's a lot of different people in a lot of different places in the world who have invested in my coaching programs or my products or my services, things like that, which has been really exciting. And a large percentage of them have gone through some kind of funnel sequence that makes those big yeses more likely. And whether you are selling like a high-level one-on-one package or whether you're just going for courses or products or group programs, it doesn't necessarily matter too much. But this is really a great way you can set yourself up to get those future yeses and those immediate yeses happening with more ease. So it's all due to really the basics of building your very first funnel, and that's what I want to go over with you now. So first of all, I want to be really real with you. It's probably very obvious to a lot of people that there are crazy savvy online marketers doing all kinds of really complicated things out there. Does that exist? Absolutely. But I have to tell you that when I started my business, I didn't have the resources and I didn't have the know-how to want to dive in so deeply at the beginning. In fact, I'm just now getting to a point where I'm hiring consultants to come in and build the mother load of funnels, which I'll keep learning and keep teaching about. But I'm going to tell you right now, the really complicated stuff that would just leave you being even more confused when this is over, you're not going to learn that here. So it's okay if you're disappointed. get out, you're good. I send you absolutely love. I really am serious about keeping it simple and keeping it step by step. And that is, in actuality, the things that have helped me really, really make great money in my business, is not making things complicated. My favorite quote that I share so often is, any fool can make things complicated. It's a genius who keeps things simple. It's good. I might have botched it a little bit. I tend to do that. I'm like my mom. And like I said, I haven't found that you need the most complex funnel system in the world to get a lot of bang for your buck. So that's that. To get traction with your first funnel, it's just about understanding some basics and some tools. And you can always add on as you go. But I think what we really need to do first is build a simple foundation that makes it easy for you to add on or make changes without too many moving parts, because that's when things just get really confusing. So you are in funnel school week 1, and here's what we're diving into today. First of all, I want to talk about how to avoid this mistake that I see a lot of online entrepreneurs make in their funnel, especially when they are super excited to get it converting and they really want to make a sale. I want to talk about what not to do, because it can potentially damage your lead, but it really does kill the chances of you being able to convert in your funnel. I also want to talk about the most powerful offers that lead to yeses more often when you're creating your first funnel. So I have a certain strategy that I'm really using and putting inside as an offer that I think converts far more often, not just in that moment, but long-term too. And then I'm going to talk about how to create passive income products, how to do it quickly, how to do it with very little resources or even completely free, and how to know that your people are going to love it really almost before you create it. So I have a step-by-step for that too. This is one of my amazing clients, Nikki. I love her. Nikki and I have been working together for a while. In fact, she went through Under Earner to Unforgettable and now is graduated to my high-level mastermind. And she sent me this email just a couple months ago saying like, oh my gosh, you know, she had an introductory coaching package for $197. She did a challenge and tacked on a sequence afterward and emailed me when the first one came through while she was sleeping overnight. Really fun. So we did a very simple funnel, and she's sold more of those since, which has been really cool. And then this is a client, Steph. She's very awesome. Steph is just finishing up the Under Earner to Unforgettable group program that launched before this one. And you know, what's really cool is in Under Earner to Unforgettable, actually, we have you, like, you can post your email copy or the stats from each different part of your funnel. And we did this with Steph. She was like, here's the different emails, here's the open rates for them, here's the click-through rates, you know, what do I need to change? And, you know, right away we went to this last email, or one of the emails where she was making an offer, and we really fixed up the copy and how she was making the offer and those things. And then she put this in the group less than 24 hours later and said, oh, instead of 1 in 200 people, 4 people went through, and one of them right away signed up to talk with me about my high-end coaching package. So that's pretty cool too. So we've got a lot of that kind of stuff going on in the group. Pretty exciting, huh? So let's talk about what is this first step. So how to avoid the mistake most online entrepreneurs make in their funnel, that it can damage your lead. I don't want to like freak you out that it's going to totally ruin things, but you know, it really can kill your chance of converting. So let's dive in there first. I want you to avoid the premature marriage proposal that happens very, very often. Okay, that is this is like the #1 thing that usually happens. So first of all, I want you to put yourself in the shoes of your new lead, okay? If you sign up for something free, you put your name and your email in, do you read every single email that they send to you once you've signed up for their free stuff? I don't know, I'm just curious. I mean, I feel like I don't even read every email from my mom, and I know she definitely doesn't read every single one from me. Anyone in my family for that matter, right? And so it's like you may work your buns off on this sequence and be like, oh, I'm getting people right into my program that's thousands of dollars in like a short email sequence. And just the chances of you going straight from, hey, jump on my list, to, hey, pay thousands of dollars for, you know, this program of mine, it's not really realistic. And so I think a lot of the times a certain mistake is jumping from a free offer that's the entry point for your funnel to going to an offer that's really too big, too much, too fast. And it's like you just meet someone in a bar and you're like, hey there, I've had a really great time talking to you since I introduced my name 30 seconds ago, and I'm wondering if you'd like to get married. And then that person is like, see ya. I went to a networking event when I first moved to New York. It was meetup.com. Not that Meetup's bad, but I actually did get a marriage proposal in like 5 minutes, and it was extremely uncomfortable. So for me to use that analogy is actually really funny for me. I don't know if it's funny for you, but you've really got to put yourself in the shoes of your new lead. Like, what are they going to be excited about? So I want to ask you, like, before you say yes to an offer that's maybe the size of what you may or may not have been offering or you're thinking of offering in your funnel, do most of you feel like you need to sample it a bit? Like right here with me, you're hanging out and saying like, okay, I want to see what her content is. I want to see what she's going to teach about funnels this first week. Like, yeah, Sonia's saying she needs to sample. Anybody else feel like they want to sample, or they want to at least feel like they get to know that person a little bit? Yep, lots of leads, but doubt they can afford it. So yes, yes. Okay, so we're getting lots of people saying yes, absolutely, definitely, definitely. We're getting like exclamation points about this. You want to feel like you've got some kind of relationship building with this person, or that you understand them and they probably understand you. So what I want you to do, and I'm really kind of prefacing our whole how we're approaching this funnel thing, is I want you to keep 3 things in mind, all right? Number 1, when you're building your funnel, I want you to really focus on building a relationship, right? And when I gave that example of a premature marriage proposal, it would be very different if when you met this person, you had a really great conversation, and then perhaps you thought, well, maybe we'll get tea or coffee sometime, and that went well, and then you thought, okay, well, I'm happy to get dinner, and that went well, and maybe you thought, okay, let's go on a day trip to have a hike somewhere, you know, and then you do that for a while, and you think, okay, well, you know, it makes a little more sense, or it feels a little more comfortable when that happens. So I'm not going to spell out the specific of how to do that quite yet. We're getting there. But I want you just to go into the funnel and think like, how would you like to have a relationship built with you if you were your ideal client? And a lot of us are, or at least have been. Number 2, I want you to think about being generous. If you've ever met someone and been really excited about a new friend or something, I love meeting new people. I love making new friends. Whenever I meet someone who just seems, you know, like they ask a lot of questions, or they're very interested, or they want to know more about your life, or they're really happy to help out with something simple, it really creates a great relationship, right? But if you meet someone and it seems like they're making large demands really early on, that can feel really yucky, right? And so if you are going to make any kinds of offers in the beginning, it's really powerful to make it a super easy yes. But you also want to feel as if any offers you're making are very generous, because they are putting out the fire of your ideal client, that problem that needs solving and is top of mind for them. Number 3, I want you to go for a smaller ask in your funnel so that you can really get to what I call the easy yes. I would rather you go for the easy yes than have someone forget about their relationship with you because you're going for too much too soon. All right? Is this making sense, everybody, so far? You can go ahead and say whatever's coming up for you. So here's some examples of smaller yeses, okay? So here's some great examples. So like I told you at the beginning, I offered like my high-level one-on-one coaching program. It was at a $5,000 price point. I'd been coaching for a few years, but I'd never offered something like that. I'd been like coaching for, you know, I think $247 a month for 4 or 5 sessions a month. It was a very different price range. And so I just think it was too much too soon for a lot of people. And something that I think is a lot easier or a smaller ask within your funnel is maybe something like a free session with a sexy title and a name that is very in line with why they signed up to be on your list for the first time. You could do the same thing with what I call a free assessment. You know, a free assessment is kind of like a free session where you're really assessing a specific part of or a specific thing for your client, depending on what kind of transformation you work on, right? So if you're a health coach, maybe you're doing an assessment on whether or not they have adrenal fatigue. If you're a love and relationship coach, maybe you're doing an assessment on how they might be blocking themselves from new love. If you are a business consultant or a business coach like I am, perhaps you're doing an assessment on how their sales process is going, right? So that would be an example of a small ask. Another thing that I've had as a really smaller ask would be like a 90-minute intensive, you know, so 90 minutes of consulting or coaching or delivering the service you deliver. And I just wrote maybe $197 because I remember offering my 90-minute intensive in a funnel for 74% off, and I sold 5 of them in one email, and it was a $1,000 email. That was an easier ask. And then some of those people then said yes to my higher level product because it was easy. They had already invested and they were ready to invest again. And then even a low priced product, I like to keep the offers in my funnels under $500, at least for the first funnel we're talking about. So I understand there are many funnels out there. I'm not saying there's no rule that you can't offer something that's thousands of dollars or even cheaper. But when I'm talking about your first funnel, you're gonna see why I'm really kind of spelling it out this way. Okay, so that's what. And Annie, you said when you offered a discovery call, you got 0. Well, this was a little different. None of these are discovery calls. And actually, as you'll see, my client Steph, she did get someone to say yes to her discovery call. And my client Nikki actually has had a funnel that she built that offered assessments and strategy sessions. So they're very different. Like in both instances, they were more like the assessment, right? So if Nikki was offering a strategy call, it was a, you know, map out all of your content for an entire month strategy call. So it's very pinpointed to exactly what her free offer was. So I think these offers are just examples of what you could use, but if hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So Anna, you can go ahead and tell me if that's cool too. Okay, so, and gotcha. So let's see this. The point is, when you offer something that's a smaller ask, then you can convert to a larger ask after that, okay? So start with the smaller ask, then convert to the larger ask after that. And if you have questions, keep them coming. However, Christine's gonna help me with Q&A at the end, so if I keep going, don't worry, we'll do our best to get to you. So you start with a smaller ask, and those were examples of a smaller ask, so that you can convert to a larger ask after. Remember, that first funnel I built had a lot of people going from there to somewhere else. But the purpose of that funnel was just simple. And remember, we want to keep it simple. So obviously, right, why do it this way? The thing is, when you have just anybody get on your list, you're not totally sure why they signed up for what they signed up for. You know, we're all making the assumption that they signed up for my freebie. They must be so excited and so needing this thing. But people sign up for all kinds of reasons for whatever your offer is, and they may or may not want to keep hanging around with you and get more information about what you have to offer. So you want to make sure that those who are actually buying, they are the leads who are more likely to go ahead and want to work with you on a following package, like a one-on-one coaching package or a higher consulting package or a higher priced product or service. And so when you get people coming through who are actually buying those pieces, then you're going to see they are the people who are more likely to convert, and now you can target them. Also, a percentage of everybody who says yes, they're much more likely to say yes again and again. And this is what we've seen coming through a simple funnel and then purchasing you know, a high-level program, then a very high-level mastermind. So that's why. So I would love to know from you ladies, if you want to go ahead and share what would be a small ask, that would be totally cool. Go ahead and let me know what kind of small ask comes to mind for you. If you want to go ahead and share anything, you are absolutely welcome to go ahead and come in and say, oh, okay, maybe I did this, a video series. All right, cool, cool. A workbook for 27 bucks. Okay, cool. A $20 webinar, joining my mailing list, free healing meditation. Ooh, I really like that, Sonia. Free template PDF, one-on-one session for $150, collection of math games for any classroom. Cool, Shelly. Free weekly writing session. Cool. Offer a free abundance activation breakthrough session, looking at their relationship with money. Cool. A VIP day. Yeah, if it's like something that you can do for a little bit smaller price point. Cool. This is so cool. You guys have a lot of great ideas. You have a lot of great ideas. And it doesn't mean that you need to like have lower price services. My mastermind is $30,000 for the year. That's not a small ask. But if people come in and start buying my smaller price products, I can tell you right now they are much more likely to go ahead and move on. And I have a story of a client later on I'll tell you who actually went through this entire funnel sequence. So cool. All right. Let's talk about the most powerful offers that lead to yeses a little more specifically. So I said let's start with a smaller ask. What I want to do is tell you the offers I found that really lead to yes, and I'll get a little more specific about what that is, okay? So great offers for your first funnel that I think convert really well. The first thing I want you to start to think about is what is the goal for your business? And let's just say for the next 30 to 60 to 90 days. So let's just say you want to sign on 5 high-level clients, okay? That's your goal. So I want you to think, whatever your goal is, go ahead and write it down or be clear about it. Because it's always smart to create the funnel that you're going to create to align with whatever that number one goal is. So if I were to desire 5 new clients, how could I build a funnel that would support me and bring me in that direction of getting 5 new clients? And with that in mind, I want you to think about it this way. What is your funnel objection? You know, what do you really want them to say yes to? Because I think a lot of the time we don't get really clear on what our overall goal is for a certain period of time. We try a lot of different tactics, and what we need to make sure is that every single goal that we have is all filtering toward the same thing, or every action and tactic we're using is all filtering to that overarching goal. It could be amount of money, it could be a certain number of clients or something you want to sell. Since we're doing a funnel, I think to have a goal that you're thinking about that's really how many units you want to sell of something, how many clients you want to take on, that kind of thing, like how many sales and what the sale is, I think that's a really great place to get clear because you want your funnel to align, right? So if I want those 5 clients, I want a funnel that is in support of me getting 5 clients. But here's the thing that I want to clear up. Your funnel objective, right, doesn't necessarily have to match your number one business goal, especially if your number one business goal is a large ask. I already told you I'd rather have you put smaller asks in your funnels, right? So that was something that I already kind of specified. I really want a smaller ask for your funnel. But it doesn't mean that my funnel objective can't still be pushing toward that. Like my sales course, Master Your Money Conversations, a lot of people who enroll in that course end up having such a great experience with their sales that they often make enough money to then get into UDU and to then enroll in my mastermind. And so I might have the goal be to get a lot of sales for my Master Your Money Conversation sales course, knowing that whoever buys it is a great target for the emails that are then going to go out to sell Under Earn to Unforgettable. So that's an example of how getting people to sign MYMC is still pushing them in the direction of getting those 5 high-level clients. Does that make sense? Go ahead and just give me a quick yes. So your funnel objective can be a smaller ask, and what we're really saying is that it can prime your leads to say yes to your larger ask. And I think what happens is we want to like have dessert first. We want the big piece of chocolate cake. But the thing is, I'd rather like, you know, get the appetizer working well and things like that. And that's really what the strategy is and what I'm telling you to do. So for example, like I said, my number one business goal, let's say that it's to sign up people for my sales course. So this is the overarching business goal, okay? So this is like the example of getting 5 clients that I was just talking about, but now it's gonna be, okay, my overarching goal for the next 90 days, I wanna get, you know, this many signups for my MYMC Master Your Money Conversation sales course. So my funnel objective doesn't necessarily have to be to get people into MYMC. Now it could be because MYMC is $497, so it's underneath that $500 price point. But I could offer them an entry level or low level offer, we'll talk about what that is, about how to overcome sales objections. You know, if I sold them first something that's going to help them overcome the I can't afford it objection, right? Then, or I got them to sign up for a webinar where I was then going to pitch and offer them Master Your Money Conversations. Do you see how that is a perfect offer to go ahead and prime the pump so that if they are going to say yes to that, that they are the perfect targeted lead for me to then say, ooh, that's a great person for Master Your Money Conversation. Cool? Is that making sense to peeps? Cool. Okay, good. Awesome. So let's keep on going here. Let's fill your offer toolbox. That's a big goal of what I want you to learn today is in this first funnel, let's fill your offer toolbox. So it's time to brainstorm 3 different offers for you. Number 1, that free opt-in that is super juicy, super juicy. That's what we really want to have. So you can write this down. It's probably in your workbook, but that first offer that's super juicy. So an example of this, the offer that I created that was the entry point for that funnel that did really well was my simple step-by-step system for creating quality content fast. How to write newsletters, blogs, solo mailers in a matter of minutes. So many of my people say they struggle with creating content quickly that attracts clients that I thought, ooh, that would be a great training video that I could offer as an opt-in. So I want you to think about what that super juicy offer can be. Even just the topic is fine right now. Just the topic, don't stress out. Number 2, an entry-level offer. What I am defining as an entry-level offer may be different than what other people have said before. But I want this entry-level offer to be between $7 and $12. Okay, so something pretty simple, really juicy, again, easy to say yes to. So example is, you know, how about how to map out a month's worth of content in a matter of minutes, right? Again, so many of my people have told me they have a hard time mapping out their content every month. I've got a step-by-step system pretty much for everything, but this is a particular one that I've created. And this is an entry-level offer I made. So number 3, just think of what the topic is. A lower priced offer, okay? So this is gonna be something between $47 and $497. This is gonna be the core offer of your simple funnel, all right? So an example that I would create is how to create client attracting content, a 5-day mini course that I've created. Again, remember my people are like, oh my God, content, it's tricky. How do I make it attract clients to me? All those pieces. So that's an example of this. So again, you have a free opt-in that's super juicy, an entry level between $7 to $12, and a lower priced offer between $47 and $497. And what you're gonna notice is I want you to keep it congruent. And what I mean by that is you'll notice that those stacked offers, free between $7 and $12 and between $49 and $497, that they were all congruent in terms of what they were offering. They were all talking about content. So I want you to be thinking about what those stacked offers could be and keep them congruent based on what your clients really care about. What's the fire they're trying to put out, okay? What kinds of offers do you think your people will go crazy for? Like I said, what's the immediate need or concern that they know they have, they are conscious that they have? Not that they don't know that they need, but that they know they need. That's what each of these offers should touch on, and they should be congruent. So if I'm talking about content, I keep talking about it. If I'm talking about sales, I keep talking about it. If I'm talking about digestion, I keep talking about it. Cool? This is my client, Michelle. She just is finishing up the last launch of Under Earner to Unforgettable, my group coaching program. Just joined a mastermind, so she's flying to New York. And total badass. She actually used a lot of the very, very detailed funnel work that we do in Under Earner to Unforgettable. And she said that she had somebody who found her on Google before she was running ads to this funnel, went through and signed up for her $4,500 high-end coaching package. So this actually just happened, I believe, probably 6 weeks ago. So, and what's really exciting about this is that Michelle said, oh, I think I'm gonna have my first 10K month. She actually created $15,000 in sales last month. So I was pretty excited about that. So what I want to jump into now is how to create passive income products that your ideal clients will go crazy for, and how to do it quickly and for free to turn your leads into paying customers, okay? So I told you about those 3 offers, the freebie, the entry level, and then the low level offer. And here's how you can get started creating these and making sure that they're things that are really juicy for your peeps. Ever feel like creating that must-have offer or product sounds like a lot of work? I know that some of you already mentioned that this is something that's kind of tricky, how to create it or how to make sure it's must-have. Well, if you want your funnel to convert well, you have to have a must-have offer. Your free opt-in, entry-level, and low-level offer must be juicy. There's no other way around it. It's got to be juicy. So here's my step-by-step for creating those passive income products. And how I've been able to do this has allowed me to feel really confident that before I really even create it, I know my people are going to go crazy about it. I know that I'm going to get great opt-ins. So step 1, I want you to really study this. First thing I want you to do is I want you to poll your audience, your target market, to see what are they really hungry to learn. This could be a phone call to one person who you know would be an ideal client to work with, or even just 2 or 3 people that you know. You could even ask your friends, do they know anyone who fits this profile of your target market? So it can be as easy as that. You could shoot out a couple personal emails and ask some people who you think might be a good fit. You could survey your list and email them if you have a list, but I gave some options if you don't. You could do a Facebook Live from your business page or your personal page or in your Facebook group, or you could post on Instagram or Twitter. You could do a survey there as well. However you need to make it work to get some good answers and see and ask your people, what's the #1 thing you want support with in terms of insert the transformation that you provide as an online business owner, all right? So first thing to do, you want to figure out from them what's the #1 thing they desire help with, all right? An example, if my people are like so overhearing I can't afford it, then perhaps they're very interested in how to overcome objections during a sales call. So right there from the survey, I realized this is what a lot of people are mentioning that they're having trouble with. Okay, #2, that will be my topic. I identify my topic based on what I hear from the people who are ideal clients for me, all right? So it's really, really awesome to do it that way. Then step 3, once you create that topic, I want you to create a really sexy title, as well as some language that you think will really suck them in, and then you're going to go survey them again. And the thing is, when you surveyed them the first time and you heard what they said and what that fire is they want to put out, you probably realized that you can use the words they used to go ahead and use that language in a title that will really speak to them. So an example of this, I heard people saying, oh my gosh, I'm so sick of objections. I wish people would pay for my program during the sales call and not after, so I never hear from them again. So I thought, okay, then I'll share 3 simple sales secrets to render your potential client objectionless and have them invest in your program during the sales call. I just used their words and I put together a great title that was really, really helping them be like, oh my God, I need that. And then step 4, you want to go and you want to create the content for that. And here's a few little bonus tips. When I create content, now I know this is what they want. I've polled them about the topic, I've created the title, and I've gone and surveyed them again and said, hey, do you like this title? And taken any feedback. So now you already know that you got the topic right. Now you know you got the title right, which is the very thing that's going to have people say yes to your free offer. And then what I would say is, if you're going to talk to them about how to overcome objections on a sales call, if that's what I decided, I'll break that down into 3 to 7 steps. 3 to 7 steps is a great amount for people to get great results. You don't need it to be too much more complicated than that. You can make it longer, but make it easy to digest by putting it into steps. That's what I'm doing on this webinar, right? So that you can really follow along. 7 is kind of the number we can hold in our brain. It's also the number of people you should have reporting to you as you get your business more successful and become more of a CEO. And so 3 to 7 steps is a really great way to say, okay, bump, 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 here's what you do. And then the bonus tip, actually I'm going to add one more thing. You can put 3 steps or 3 little pointers to help them underneath each of the 7 steps. So it's not like you can only write 1, 2, 3 sentences to explain your content. you can break down each step into 3 smaller steps. And that's what helps your content flow and be easily digestible so your clients can get results. And then here's my bonus tip. Host it live. This is what's so powerful. Host it live. Like right now, I'm sharing content about Funnel School. I could easily turn this into a training call and then offer it, right? And the cool thing is I also get feedback from all of you to let me know that this is helpful or what you want to know that I haven't covered or pieces like that. So that's cool. Step 5, package it. Then you're done. So example, you could create a training video, a workbook, just like I'm doing right now. You could get the recording, you could have somebody transcribe it, do a little workbook to go with it, voila. So for example, I don't know if you've been on some of my 5 or 7 day challenges. I've been doing them for a couple of years now. And right when they're done, we have them transcribed and we package them into programs and we have the videos be downloadable. A huge percentage of people who invest in those mini courses I've created go on, again, to invest in higher level packages or products or services as they continue through. Pretty cool. Also, if you don't even want to create content, then you could just offer your time as your low-level offer. This is where, like some of you who are doing an intensive or a free session or an assessment, that could make it really easy for that to be your core offer. I do recommend, however, that your freebie and your entry-level offer between $7 and $12, that you make that a product, okay? So the power of this step-by-step is huge. You guys picking up what I'm working on now? You picking that up? So I am guessing, and just so you know, we're going to go into Q&A very soon here. So if you have questions coming, Christine's going to help me field some of them. I'm guessing that you're here today because you love helping people, and you probably know that you're really good at what you do, but you'd love to be attracting your clients in a more automated way and making sure that they're more qualified, right? And you probably feel like you'd like to do more of what you love, but how many people here feel like they're actually doing more of the back end work or acting like more of an assistant instead of really delivering their products or their services that they're very excited about, right? And you may have felt like you're just tired of putting forth a lot of marketing efforts and seeing that they don't seem to be as effective as you'd like them to be. Perhaps that's a reason why you might be here. And maybe you've even seen, like, there's other online entrepreneurs who are using funnels to build revenue, and you really want to put that strategy in place for yourself. Well, it's time to point yourself in the direction of 5-figure months by using funnels as a part of your marketing strategy so you can finally start booking online coaching clients or selling the services or products that you want to sell if you're not a coach. It's really time for you to feel empowered, to feel confident, and to feel in the know about what can help you create more automation in your business and develop skills that you'll also need, like creating content, making sure your offers are must-have, feeling like the language you use and the messaging you use is really turning the heads of your ideal clients. That's all got to happen. But here's the thing that I really, really want to stress, and I want to make sure that you understand today. To get the most out of these funnel pieces that we're learning, it is absolutely paramount that you feel masterful in these areas as well. You've got to know what your mission is. You have got to be fantastic at your messaging. So that means you know how to talk about what you do in a way that makes your potential clients say, I need that. You've got to know who you're targeting. So really specifically knowing who your target market is. You have also got to have a really irresistible offer. So it's must have, and people are like, oof, I can't say no to that. And you've also got to be really great at creating must have content, because nailing your funnel is about those pieces. It's about nailing your offer. It's about messaging and content that pushes the I need that button of your ideal clients. And the cool thing is that what I'm teaching here is not like it's something only a few people can do. It's really step by step. I've used it and I've had clients use it. It's more just about having a roadmap, following it, and like I said, keeping it very simple. So if you're ready to go from being an under earner to being unforgettable and be using funnels as a part of your marketing strategy, then I wanted to share a little bit about under earner to unforgettable, and I'll open it up for Q&A so that you can ask questions that have come up for you today as well. So under earner to unforgettable will really have you feeling crystal clear on these business building pieces. How to keep your mind in the game as you put your marketing plan in place, which is a huge piece of succeeding. The best ways to build an online following and really drive traffic to your funnels and offers. Then also how to nurture your audience, right? You're going to get a group of people that you want to go through your funnels, you want to buy your products. You also need to know how to really build that relationship. And then we'll also be focusing on how to craft that irresistible offer, how to make that offer within a funnel and other ways too, off a webinar and a Facebook Live and an email. And then you'll also know exactly what steps to take to master your sales process, be it in a sales sequence, you know, in your funnel or on the phone once you start talking to your clients, or on a sales page for your new group program. And this is a kind of a picture of what it looks like once you register and you get inside of the membership site. And actually, this is a client I told you, promised I would share the story. Taylor Manning is a client of mine. We've actually been working together for over 15 months. We mapped out all of Taylor's intentions about her program and what she needed to do to make it happen, and even like her email sequence and how that was working for her program. She actually had made over $80,000 for her group program launch. And now what we're doing is we're taking some of those emails, and just yesterday I had a call with her, and we're putting together her funnels where she's selling a $497 program and putting that in order as well. So she's someone who came through UDU and really has been learning more and more of these marketing strategies as we go. And then my client Binu, I told you I'd also share this. Binu actually came in from that first ad I told you about. She came in from the free ad about content. She ended up buying a mini course, and then she went and bought Master Your Money Conversations. Then she bought UDU, and then she enrolled in my mastermind. So she is actually a perfect example of somebody who went all the way through that process. And when Binu came in, she didn't really have much of an online presence at all. By the second month of UDU, she had her first $11,000 month, and now she's been earning consistent 5-figure months. So that's been really, really exciting as well for her. So what you'll really learn in UDU, and the reason I'm bringing it up in Funnel School too, is because we have really upped the content in terms of how to use funnels as a part of your marketing and how to use more automation as you put together all these different business building pieces. So you're going to learn plenty about your mindset, how to keep it in the game, how to avoid overwhelm as you put these pieces in place and really open yourself up to create those 5-figure months. You're going to learn how to master that messaging so that the language you use really turns the heads of your ideal clients and pushes that, oh my gosh, I need that button. Also, you're going to learn how to really nail who your target market is so that you know how to get yourself in front of your ideal clients and they understand that you are the online entrepreneur or the hire for them. You're also going to learn how to package and price your services. We talked about having that must-have irresistible offer where it's an easy yes for your clients. So you're going to learn how to put that together. You're going to learn how to book what we call discovery calls. You could call them a sales call or a consultation call. I'm huge on filling your calendar with calls and making sure that it just turns into a numbers game for you. And that's why we have actually 2 weeks of mastering your money conversation. So you know what to do, and if an objection comes up, to turn it into a reason your client can afford not to work with you, but without sounding salesy. But then also how to open a call, how to structure a call so that it feels like a deep, connected conversation and not like a used car saleswoman conversation. You're going to learn how to create bang-in lead magnets or that must-have content, okay? So a lot of the reasons funnels aren't working as well for people is because their content isn't must-have. We really want to create content that makes you stand out as you market yourself and lets people know why you're the right person for them. What's the hook that makes you stand out? We do a lot of work on that. You're also going to learn how to use Facebook ads and paid lead generation. We have a Facebook ad expert who comes in and trains us, and she also comes back to answer more questions throughout the program. You're also going to learn how to use social media without getting overwhelmed. I got to make a big deal out of that, because you want to be able to find, what platforms do you need to be on? You don't need to be on all of them. So let's pick the ones that are most important for you, and let's figure out your plan for what to do when on social media, so that you're not spending all day there, but you're starting to get more clients from the online world. You're also going to learn copywriting. So we don't just start about messaging and your story, which is a lot of your branding pieces. We also go into copywriting. So I have tons of formulas for how to create language that is completely must-have for your ideal client. And then we'll do marketing funnels like a mother lover. So you're also going to learn even more about funnels. We're going to go super, super deep into that in UDU as well. And then you're going to learn how to do list building and how to build that online presence of yours, so that you have a following of raving fans who are actually excited to buy from you. And then we also have a guest expert come in and talk about brand influence, your story, how to instill that feeling in your customer that makes them want to buy from you instead of someone else. And lastly, you're going to learn some website smarts. So whether you don't even have a website yet, or you already have one, how to make sure that your website is really being structured and put together in the savviest way that's really going to be helpful for you. So that's what you're going to learn, and here's what you're going to create: a success mindset to open yourself to receive, and in a big way. Confidence and clarity on these really important foundational pieces, like your mission, your must-have offer, who you work with, so that you can more easily attract clients from the online world. You'll also create everything you need to book sales calls and make it a numbers game, and feel comfortable on the call without being worried of being pushy or salesy, but really instead having a transformational conversation that allows your client to say yes if it's the right fit. You'll also create all of the marketing how-to that you need. So this is building juicy content, building your list and your online following, identifying your ideal clients and getting in front of them, creating email sequences and funnels that help your leads turn into paying clients faster. And then you're also going to create, this is one of my favorites, a community of friends and colleagues, because I may not be the only person who feels like entrepreneurship can be lonesome. And so I have a big commitment in UDU to have a really amazing group of women who are just incredibly supportive and who cheer you on and hold you accountable. That's huge. So you'll also create a step-by-step roadmap for reaching 5-figure months. That is the purpose of Under Earner to Unforgettable, and knowledge about how to have a powerful website, how to develop a brand, how to run ads, and how to enjoy the business building process. So here is what is included in Under Earner to Unforgettable. There is an orientation packet and a welcome packet, and 2 live orientation calls with Q&A. Those are coming up very soon. They're right around the corner. And the whole orientation process that we have is crazy powerful. It really puts you in this place of realizing what patterns you need to let go of to get the most out of the program, keeping you honest about your track record and getting a return on your investment when you invest in a group program. It helps you clear out your life emotionally, physically, and get things done before you dive into more of the content. So a lot of people who've gone through orientation process feel like, wow, I've never prepared myself in this way to really get the most out of a program. So it's a really unique thing that I think is absolutely amazing. We have 24 live training and coaching calls. So that's where we go really deep into the modules that you'll receive every week. You receive the modules, about 5 days before our call so that you can go through the work and get ready. Then I dive deeper on teaching, and we open it up for Q&A. It's a super powerful time. I'm the one who teaches the calls. So there's not someone else coming in. I'm really personal and all over the place in this program. You also get downloadable recordings of all the orientation training calls and Q&A calls. You can listen, you can re-listen, you get everything that's included in here for life. And then you get downloadable course modules. So I told you those modules come out the week before the call, and then you can go ahead and listen while you're on the call as well. And then here's the cool thing. I've mentioned my mini courses, my shop products. So we're talking about how you can create passive income products. Well, the cool thing is this: you get every single mini course that I've created. They're all listed here. How to master your mindset, how to master your money, how to master your message, how to book sales calls, how to get really great at sales, and how to create great content. You get access to those the moment you register. So if you go ahead and register for Under Earn It Unforgettable right now, those will be waiting when you log into the membership site in a matter of minutes. Plus we have these bonuses. Bonus number 1, we have a really cool Facebook group. It's filled with women who are going through UDU right now, right along with you. And so everybody's really excited about going to this place and super, super supportive. People in UDU have made friendships for life. They've gone and visited each other, and we have women from all over the world. Bonus number 2 is the client booking toolkit. This is awesome. It gives you 13 different strategies and tools that I've used to book sales calls. I've used every single one of them with success. You don't need to get overwhelmed. You don't need to know all of them. And there's even more in the client booking toolkit. There is a instruction manual for how to really smooth out your sales call booking process. There's a template and a checklist for everything you need to have ready before that client comes on board to make it really smooth and really professional, so they're glad they signed up. And I have a follow-up template. So what to do if you do get a no on a sales call or a client doesn't sign up, what to do instead so that you don't lose that lead. The third bonus, you get access to life to my sales program, Master Your Money Conversations, that I've been talking about. We, even like the last 2 sales that went through in the last month or so, 2 of them, what I'm saying is, I think 2 of the women there were able to book their first client within a week or 10 days of signing up. So MYMC is amazing. This is also something you have instant access to. The second you register for UDU, the welcome email comes with your information for how to log into the membership site. MYMC will be there waiting for you. I have my attorney as bonus number 4. She goes ahead and comes in and she talks about how to protect yourself legally as you build your business online, which is very, very cool. So that happens very soon. That date is just around the corner. And a lot of times you'll pay an attorney about $400 or more an hour, but we get her for 90 minutes to spell out step by step what to do and then ask her questions. Number 5, I have a program all about how to design your dream team. So as your business grows and you need support, this course is at your fingertips. Again, the second you register and get into the membership site, it's there waiting for you. It's valued at $997. And then this is the bonus I am psyched about. And it's actually really helpful for learning funnels as well. I have been launching group programs like this one for almost nonstop for the last 2 years or more. And I have created multiple multi-6-figure launches. I've never had a launch that didn't perform better than the time before. Every single secret I have ever used to launch group programs live, I am putting in this self-study course that we are in the process of building right now after surveying my audience. Every single thing I've ever learned, you will learn. I'm going to sell it for $1997. You get free access to it. I have never offered this bonus before. I may never offer it again. So this is the biggest bonus I'm really excited about. And then here's this fast action bonus. I told you how to map out your must-have lead magnet in a matter of minutes, right? How to make that offer really juicy. And you can actually use this step-by-step process to go ahead and design modules for a program or different kinds of content that's really must-have. If you want to register for UDU, by the time this call ends, you're going to go ahead and get this fast action bonus as well. But you've got to make sure that you do it by the time the call ends or the offer expires. All right? So you're ready to finally create wealth in your online coaching business. I broke down what it's all worth. The UDU modules, $4,997. The mini courses are $297. My coaching, my women, and my mastermind pay $30,000 over the year. We have 24 coaching calls. We have at least 2 hours to 3 hours on the call. Then we have 24 hours of bonus Q&A call. You get tons of time with me. I also do Facebook Lives in the group to answer Q&A sometimes, and I answer questions in the Facebook group. So I am completely committed to making this feel like I am right there with you and really giving you almost one-on-one attention, which is what a lot of UDUers in the past have said. So I wanted to be conservative and say 10 grand for coaching. Bonuses have totaled up to $4,185, and community and relationships, you know, your ability to do interviews with people or to do, you know, guest offers or any of that stuff, and really network, get referrals from each other, definitely $5 grand for that. So the total value of Under Earn It Unforgettable is $24,479. And what's really cool is that the investment for U2U is 4 payments of $1,500 or $5,500 if you go ahead and pay in full. But here's what's really cool. It's early bird, and early bird is ending very soon. But today it is early bird, and you actually can get $1,000 off. So instead of $5,500, you can get it today for $4,500, or 3 payments of $1,697. And I've put the link right here on the bottom. You can go right now to register, melissafarr.com/unforgettable. Here's the link again so you can see it, melissafarr.com/unforgettable. So that's great. And then here's a picture of the last step. Once you get to melissafarr.com/unforgettable, you can go here. Amanda's on our site right now, one of my team members, so she can answer any questions on live chat for you. And if you push that orange sign up now button, it'll pull up this sheet, and you can go ahead and put your information in here and register yourself. And the second that you do, you can check your email. You'll get a welcome email with all of your materials, and it will give you your password to get into our membership site. So those bonus materials I talked about will be in that membership site, which is really exciting. And then again, just reviewing, this is the total value of U2U. I want to make it a no-brainer. I know my dad was a marketing professor, and so he, was talking about how the average business person who goes to get a master's pays about $80,000 for their education, and then when they get out, they have student loans, and then they get to go and see if they can find a job. Well, in U2U, for just $4,500 today, I want you to start learning these really practical tools in the online marketplace right now, and not have to wait to make that money back, and not have to take out $80,000 in loans. So that's really the way that I think about it in terms of investing in my business as well. So again, pay in full right now. Instead of $5,500, you can get $1,000 off because it's early bird, or do the 3-month payment plan. And if you still have questions or you need help signing up, you can go ahead and email us at customersupport@melissafarr.com. Again, Christine and Amanda are standing by to go ahead and help us out. So, and if you're wondering really what's the best way to get started, what I would say is you can go ahead and register yourself right now, again, at melissafarr.com/unforgettable. And you'll go ahead and put your information in. You'll get your welcome email right away. What I would do is log into the membership site and join the Facebook group right away. Introduce yourself. And then you're going to go and fill out the orientation packet first, and then the welcome packet. This is going to take you through a process to feel so prepared to soak in amazing information. And there's even an invite to make a video to introduce yourself to the group. So we're going to have tons of videos coming into the group so you can see who from around the world is here to go through this journey with you. After that, when you're done with the orientation materials, I want you, even before that, to put all the dates for our calls in your calendar. And then you can come into the Facebook group, you can tag me, and you can say, okay, Mel, I'm done with those pieces. I want to tell you this is who I am, this is what I do, this is where my business is at. And I would love for you to go ahead and help me decide what of this bonus material I should dive into first. My messaging, my content creation, any of the videos from Funnel School, because here's a secret. The videos from Funnel School are disappearing, but not for U2Uers. Anyone who signs up for U2U is going to get all 4 parts of Funnel School. So that's how I would get started once you go ahead and register. So I'm just going to start this timer, and I'm going to have, just so you know, that fast action bonus of mapping out a month's worth of content. I want to go ahead and give you the chance to go ahead and register in time so that you get that bonus for sure. And when the timer's up or the call ends, then the fast action bonus will expire. So just want to make sure that you know that. And then Christine, I would love for you to help me field questions. We have a lot of questions in here. So I definitely want to know, yeah, I would love to know what questions are coming up. If you want to start us off.
Hi, yes, and you're right, there are tons of questions.
Okay.
The first one is, how much personal support will I get with building out my own funnel in U2U?
Okay, cool. So as you'll see, like we have training on funnels. Everybody in U2U will also have unlimited access to like funnel school. So after this is over and the videos go away, you ladies will be able to dive in there. But a lot of the other business building pieces to make sure your funnel is really doing well, like your content, who you're targeting, those are really, really, really important pieces too. So that's a lot of the support you'll get through the content. But what's really cool, and I think I mentioned this about Jess, is that we have these Q&A calls, and they're going to be, or we're going to have training and Q&A calls, and I'm going to be on video just as I am right now. So what's really cool is that we can have, you put a link into the Facebook group and everybody can watch as you share the different parts of your funnel and how each part is converting. I'll tell you exactly what stats to show me, and we can go through and map out the content. That's what we did for Steph, so that we were able to see. I said, okay, I think this is why your offer isn't, no one's taking you up on it. So we changed a lot of the messaging and copy, and then she, tested it again and had people start converting from it. So there's a lot of one-on-one support from me that as you build what I'm teaching you in the modules about funnels or email sequences or different automation or lead magnets, you get to bring that, and then we do marketing makeovers, and you get to see how I change other people's funnels, how I change offers. And a lot of ladies say they learned so much about it just from watching others, but then you can also bring your questions about funnels there as well. And I'm there every single week. I answer all of the questions in the Facebook group. I spend a lot of time in the program, which is why I only have my mastermind or UDU. I don't do one-on-one coaching, so I have lots of time for everyone in the group. Next, Christine.
Next question is, how many people in UDU have been able to feel really confident creating must-have content, as you say, that they can use in their funnel and to build their list? Creating content has been a challenge for me in the past.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Well, you're not the only person who feels like creating content is really tricky. Let me say that. If you've seen the way that I teach, I really break down content creation into like a step-by-step process. So, I mean, I have so many people who have gone through UDU who say that creating content is totally easy. I can think of people right off my head. I know my client Kate Taylor does that all the time. Angelica, who went through UDU at the beginning, Allie Horner, Madeline Reinhart loves doing that kind of stuff. I have client after client who have called themselves literally content machines when they come out, and they felt like content was pulling teeth in the beginning. So we really break that down into a step-by-step process, but it's not just about creating content. I know that may be your concern, but I think that it's also about being able to have titles for what you create in your content that's really must have for your clients. So it's really both those pieces. It's being able to talk about your content and what you do in a way that's exciting, and then it's also about breaking it down step by step so that you can really bust it out. And if anybody has actually seen my 5-step system for writing newsletters and solo mailers and blogs, it used to take me 9 hours to create a newsletter. I can write a newsletter in about 8 minutes now. So I teach that, and a lot of my clients who have tried that system that I teach in UDU, even if it took them hours before, most of them can write a newsletter in another 20 minutes. So that's an example of like how making content a lot easier to create has definitely happened in the program. Cool.
Here's the next question. Will we be able to share different stats with you about our funnel performance in UDU so you can help us to know if our funnel is working?
Definitely. I break down what stats to look for. And then what I would say is when I get on the call, I'll just say, okay, if you have questions about your funnel, if you have questions about your lead magnet, if you have questions about any of these automated systems that we're putting in place, here are the things you need to bring to the call. Okay, so here are the different pieces that I need to see to be able to tell you where I think there's like a missing link and how we can improve it. So we go through a lot of that, definitely around copy and different stats to check if you're launching or doing whatever.
Okay, the next question is UDU appropriate for a brand new health coach? Seeing first client now, don't have website yet, don't have any packaged content at this point.
Absolutely. Steph Jensen, who you saw in that video, or you saw the screenshot of Steph, she is a health coach, and she is the one who I helped with the offer, and she came straight in. So she was just starting her health coaching business, so she was newly into that. I also have my client Jody. She started as a health coach and has gone all the way through to my mastermind now and had great success. She does a lot about digestion and help with that, and candida and things like that. But I really created this, like when you start the modules in the order that they're in, the first thing that we're going to focus on is mindset. The next thing is your messaging, how to talk about who you are and what you do, then target market, then your irresistible offer. We don't teach website at the beginning because what I share with you in UDU is that you can have a simple landing page so that you have a professional presence. But a lot of the time, I don't actually want you to put too much time into your website in the beginning because you're going to learn so much about who you are as a health coach or as a coach or as an online entrepreneur that it's better for you to do these foundational pieces first before you go spending a ton of time on that website anyway. I actually like it that you don't have a website yet. And that's not to say if you do have one that that's bad. I have lots of brand new coaches who are just starting with no clients. And then some coaches who have been at it a while. My client, Taylor Manning, who came in and, you know, just had her $80,000 month with me, she had been coaching for a while. And so she said to me, oh, I don't think I need the first 4 modules about target market in my offer. And so she was planning on skipping them, but she said that she still used the target market and the messaging. And she said her messaging got so much better, even as an experienced coach, that she ended up writing a newsletter and got like 30 responses within like 30 minutes or something crazy like that. And she'd never had that before. And then her business completely took off. So I don't actually think it was the more complicated things that helped Taylor make the money she's making now. I think it was the foundational pieces that whether you're new or seasoned, you will learn in the first really 5 weeks of UDU. So you are not needing to be any further along than you are right now to go ahead and start and be in the perfect place. And if you aren't new, you're not going to be bored because you know you get so many bonuses the moment that you register. And for those of you who are asking who are newer, that's why I like having the mini courses available to you right at the beginning, because you can dive into content and get a great start while we're in orientation.
Okay, here's another question. Is there one software that fits all, leads up front, back end, email, funnel, and a scheduler automation tool?
Not necessarily. That's a really great question. And actually, this is a bonus that you get when you sign up for UDU. A lot of people are wondering about funnels. Like, it's called the Nerdy Techie Cheat Sheet. I'm not supposed to tell you this until next week, but if you sign up for UDU, you get something called the Nerdy Techie Cheat Sheet. And basically, it talks about all the different pieces you're going to put together for, you know, your different things of automation and funnels and newsletters and things like that. So, you know, ClickFunnels is kind of close to that. Like, you can kind of put everything together. So ClickFunnels can be like that. But a lot of times you are using like different apps and add-ons that integrate with software. So they might integrate with your CRM system. And if, by the way, if anyone here, if I'm like speaking like a different language, don't worry. I didn't even know what an opt-in was when I started my online business or a free offer. And if you don't, that's okay. And I still did over $250,000 in sales my first year. So we'll talk about this stuff and it's okay. But in terms of bringing all those pieces together, when you sign up for UDU, you'll get a Nerdy Techie cheat sheet that says, okay, for your email formatting, use this. For like landing pages, use this, you know, and we talk about all these different things that opt in together. Like for the timer that's on this page, here's the different, you know, here's the different timer apps you can look for. So that's something that you'll have your hands on if you go ahead and register for the course.
Okay, the next question is, what metrics do you measure for your funnel? That is, if you don't have something to click within a funnel email, how do you measure success?
If you don't have something to click within a funnel email, well, you will have something to click within a funnel email because you're going to be looking at different stats, right? So there's always going to be like a click-through rate is an example of something that you would look through to measure your funnel and how things are performing, to know like once someone opens the email, how do you know who's clicking? That's something that we are going to be discussing a little bit in Funnel School coming up, but it's also something we dive really deep into for UDU. So you're going to know, like I show even a spreadsheet of when I have like a bunch of different emails in a row, and I'll say, okay, you know, the title of the email, you know, what date that it was sent, what time it was sent, when I get the best open rates, how many people are clicking through, what's the overall conversion, so the number of people who go through and then sign up. this is stuff we go really deep into in UDU, and we'll talk a little bit about in Funnel School too. But that's definitely something that you'll know very well. Okay, what is working, what isn't, and then what do I need to start working to improve so that my conversions go up? Hope that answers your question.
The next question is, how often do you offer UDU again? Is it only once a year?
It's moving to once a year. So we don't actually have plans yet for when our next launch is going to be. So this is probably the time, and we may also be increasing the price for next time in UDU. So we don't currently have any information about it, but we're definitely moving to a only once a year model.
Okay, and the next question is, curious about what to give away, freebies, but still not give away too much.
That's a great question. This is, of course, something we go into in UDU. In our list building module for UDU, I talk about how when you do live content like I'm doing right now, how do you make sure that you, you know, give really great stuff that makes your clients want to come and hang out with you, but not give too much. And I'll actually tell you the answer right here. I go really deep into it in UDU, but basically, when somebody comes to free content, you really want to give them what you said you were going to give, you know? So if you say, hey, I'm going to help you learn how to overcome objections in that assessment call or the free content you're offering, then help them learn to do that. But the point is, what they really want is to sign more clients. So once you help them with whatever their problem is, the next thing that you want to focus on is what is the problem that still remains so that they can get to their actual goal, right? So, you know, you may have helped them overcome objections, but what they probably really want is to know how to begin and structure the entire call so that they stop getting so many objections, which is actually what I teach about sales. A lot of times people are getting objections because they're missing a certain part of structure in the call, which I'm obsessed with structuring calls. So they come to you for a piece, you give them that piece, and then you point out what they probably don't know that they don't know, which is the next part that they're going to need to move forward. And what's cool about that is it's not that they can't leave and say, you know what, I'm good for now, I got some really good stuff. It's just that for those who don't want to kind of do the DIY thing and don't want to tread along and see if they can go back and keep figuring out what they haven't been able to figure out yet, but who are really wanting to like make that transformation that you help with, they're the people who really are going to invest in whatever their transformation is, and they're the people who are going to get the best results. So it's really about pointing out that next step. In UDU, we have like a step-by-step for how to structure free content so that when you get to your pitch, you feel excited about it and you feel really, you know, genuine when you make this invitation, and then they feel served either way. So I actually think it's less about giving too much, although that does exist sometimes, and more about being able to point out their blind spot once they're a little more educated based on your free content to see, oh, this is what I need next, right? So I'm going to give you a lot of my best stuff in funnels. I go deeper on it in UDU, but the other thing I'm pointing out, like on this call right now, is this. You're going to learn funnels, and they are like fantastic information for you to build what I built and get great results. However, if you need help knowing who your target market is and being totally clear on that, if you don't have super irresistible offers, if you have not been really great at creating content that people love, if you don't know how to build your online following, if you're not sure what your message is, or you're not great with your messaging, it's going to be hard to make sure that that funnel is working. Not for everybody, but for me in the beginning, those pieces were hard. So I'm kind of sharing with you right now an example of what I just taught you. Cool?
Here's another question. When does the program officially start?
So UDU officially starts pretty much as soon as you register. So the second that you go to the page, click on the sign up button, and you get in, then you will go ahead and register yourself for the program, and you'll be in. That's when you get your orientation stuff, and we actually have our first orientation call coming up very soon. I'm not sure the exact date, but we have 2 orientation calls and a call with my attorney that's coming up very soon. So the program starts as soon as you get into it. Besides the fact that you have all these bonus materials, and you also have access to me, so you can go into the program and you can go ahead and sign yourself and tell me, like, okay, here's who I am, this is where I am in my business, this is what I think I'm going to do, or who I think I'm going to serve, where should I start in terms of these bonus materials? There's no reason that you can't come into this program and dive into the bonus materials right away to get started. And in fact, I haven't even shared this yet, but we always have a certain number of people who come into UDU right away and make back the entire investment of the program. My client Indrani Phillips in UDU2, she made back the whole cost of the program during orientation. Binu did a 2K sale right from the beginning, and Binu is really new to the online world. So they're using a lot of these bonus materials to get better at their messaging, to find different ways to get people on the phone, and to be able to get better at sales. You know, my whole sales course is available to you the second that you register. So you can go ahead and work on that piece as well. But we have had, and my client Jen Smith, Jen made back the entire cost of the program during orientation as well. So I don't want to say that it's like every single person who comes in, you're going to make it back just an orientation period, but we definitely have people every single round who have that happen. We're able to take bonus materials and really run with them.
Here's another question. I'm just wondering, would you have 3 offers before you pitch your premium offer to the client? So would I offer a free offer, $7 offer, $47 offer before my one-on-one 5K offer?
Not necessarily. Like that entry-level offer, you don't necessarily need to go there. The thing I want you all to focus on is somebody says yes to a free offer, and the more that they say yes, the more likely they are to continue saying yes. And if your content is very good, they're going to say yes and be like, this was awesome for free. Oh man, now I want to pay for something. And again, I talked about keeping it congruent today, right? So if they come to you for something that's really awesome, and then the next thing you offer is along the same lines of what they came to you for, it's going to be easier for them to say, oh yeah, I'm the person who's interested in content. And so now that your next offer is about content again, yeah, I'm interested in that too. Plus, if again, the content is good, it's easy for them to say yes. Now, whether they go ahead and say yes to an offer that's, you know, $12 or that's $4.97, someone who signed up for Under Earner to Unforgettable like a few days ago, I was like, why does that name look familiar? Now, the only thing she had bought for me was a $7 offer and a $12.95 offer. She didn't buy anything that cost any more than that. So it's up to you. Like in UDU, what I would do is I would look through your funnel and kind of really see, what are you teaching them? Like, what is the content that is preceding that high level offer? Because it's also about that. It's not just about making it an easy yes. Is that content specifically priming them for the pump? I think that's just as important, but what we're really trying to do is turn a lead into a paying client. And that's how you know you have that hot lead. Whether they buy a $7 and $49 or $4.97, I haven't found that it makes that big of a difference, to be honest. But again, if you're in UDU, then what we look at is say, okay, what's the content that's offered? What's the lineup that's leading up to the one-on-one? And is this really positioning and priming your client to be wanting to make that next yes, take that next yes?
Here's another quick question. How many people approximately will be in the UDU course?
Well, to be super honest with you, I don't know yet. Last time we had like 65. I think it's possible we could have up to 100 women in the program. And we've really, really prepared for that. So we actually have our training calls and Q&A calls organized in a certain way. First, we start with the training for 30 to 45 minutes. Then we go into questions that really pertain to the training that is happening on that day or has happened previously in the course. And then we spend the last time of Q&A focusing on more advanced questions. We do this because we want the calls to be long enough that everyone gets their question answered. I think I have rarely, if ever, ended a call without me personally answering questions. And then I also answer them in the Facebook group. But we also structure the calls that way so that if you don't want to be on the whole time, you can know, okay, more advanced questions are coming at the end, training's coming at the beginning. So we put it that way because we're really committed, even if there are 100 women in the program, to you feeling like you're getting a crazy amount of support. And what I've heard most people in UDU say is, I've never felt like I got the best of one-on-one coaching and group coaching. And the reason I've structured it this way, like I said, I don't take one-on-one clients right now, so I have time for all of you, is because I don't want people to have to necessarily choose between one-on-one and group coaching. So I really structure it this way to make sure that you feel like you get your questions answered by me. Also, if people aren't live on the calls or things like that, you can always email our team and say, hey, I have this question, can she answer it in the call? Or you can leave it in the Facebook group. I go into the Facebook group at least 3 days a week, and I have been known to answer every single question that is posted, including doing Facebook Lives and looking over a sales page that you've designed during the week when we don't have a call. So I do a lot of that. And in addition, what's really fun is I even do challenges. So if you're in UDU and I'm wanting to just like keep the motivation and the engagement up and get you really excited, I do challenges like, okay, who can book the most sales calls? Who can build their list the most? We actually have a challenge in the other UDU program right now going on that's called like the Well-Rounded Biz Maven Challenge. So you have to share every day like evidence of why your business is doing well, how you're taking care of your body, and what you're doing in your life that has nothing to do with business, so that you are like enjoying life as you build your business. Because for those who don't know, I'm really huge. I love athletics. I play tennis 6 hours a week. I met my husband playing soccer. I have a little niece in Montana. I fly to see her 4 or 5 times a year. Like, I have a life, and I expect you to too, because I think you'll be more interesting and have more to offer your clients as an online business owner. So lots of different challenges is the point of that. And the winners of those challenges in UDU, I usually like do a feature on them to my list, and my list is coming up on 20,000 people. So we've had a handful of UDUers who have had a feature straight to my list, or they win a free coaching session with me or things like that. So, I mean, all of what you heard is not where it ends. There's a lot of cool stuff going on. And I think that the community feels really close-knit. The one thing I will say is if you are not getting your question answered, you are either not in my group program or you're not asking. Said with love. Cool. We're going to do just a couple more questions. And just so you know, if you want to get that fast action bonus of how to design modules and content and stuff, the time is now, because as soon as I close this out, that fast action bonus is gone. So definitely register yourself. All right.
Okay, here's another question. Is there a company that you can give your ideas to that will create a funnel for you?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, do you guys want me to be really transparent with you? I kind of share everything about my business as I go. I'm working with consultants right now. They're really working with 7-figure business owners and stuff. I just invested $50,000 the last month to have them start building out a funnel for me. So, I mean, there may be people who, you know, can do it much cheaper for you. It really depends. I'm doing like a lot of different, you know, this funnel may be optimized over 4 to 7 months. But again, what I'm telling you is that like what I'm teaching here is really not that complex, and you'll learn it in UDU. If you have a VA to help you, then they can help you put this in place. And, you know, I'm sure there are other people. I have not found someone else to build like my simple funnels for me. I really like to do it on my own because it's not super complicated. But really hiring like consultants to come in and build funnels, in my experience with this, does not mean you can't find somebody. I didn't have the resources and time to do that until I got to a much higher level in my business to build a funnel that was going to make the kind of money I wanted it to make on like a whole new level. But I was able to build, like I said, a 10K a month revenue funnel using the simple pieces that I'm teaching here. So yeah, I think you could probably find someone to go ahead and build that. But I also think what you'll learn in UDU will make it very simple also for you to know that if someone else is building your funnel, are they doing a good job? You know, because what you're learning in UDU is also like, what stats do you need to know? What do you want to keep track of? And I think a lot of the time, the things that I've delegated to someone else, I really wanted to know my numbers and know my stats so that I can know if the job is being well done. So that's something we really focus on in the program a lot too. 1 or 2 more.
Okay. At what point in the funnel do you make the entry-level offer? As soon as they leave their email address or later?
Right in the beginning. Oh, the entry-level offer. The entry-level offer. That depends. You can come at different times. I mean, you could do it right on the back of the opt-in, you know, so that they sign up and right on the thank you page, there's that $7 to $12 offer. Or, you know, you could make it in the welcome email again or something like that. I don't often have that entry-level offer go throughout the funnel. I have it either on the thank you page or like the welcome email. In UDU, I would take a look at exactly what it is and tell you where I think the best place to be, and some different things you can put on, you know, like to make it even more urgent for them to want to get that entry-level offer right away when you offer at the beginning of your funnel. Cool. Let's do one last one.
One last question I have, will I have lifetime access to all the U2U materials?
Yes, yes. Sorry if I didn't cover that already. When you sign up for U2U, what you get access to, all the modules, all the bonuses, all that good stuff, you have lifetime access to that. So all the modules are in the membership site for you forever. And then all the calls and the videos, because I'll actually be on video like I am right now with you every single week. Those will be uploaded right away in the membership program. Christine, actually, who's with us today, is total badass. She gets them up there right away. And then you get that stuff for life as well too. Plus all of the bonuses. And I haven't even mentioned that some of the bonuses that are just already in the membership site from past, you know, U2Us, we've actually kept in there. So I can't even think how many different bonuses are in there that you can get your hands on, but you get them for life. So they're not going anywhere. Cool. Christine, thank you so much for, you know, helping us field the questions and things such as that. Oh, Alicia, I think you said, when will registration close for U2U since you're now going to offer once a year? It's going to close May 19th, but it will be at full price at close. So now is the time if you want to do $1,000 off for early bird. All right. So much love to all of you. I'm going to close this out. If you want to register yourself and join us in U2U, I would love to have you. Go ahead and sign yourself up now. We will be waiting for you on the other side. And I hope that you are really excited about what you learned today in Funnel School. Talk soon. Okay, bye.